Hey guys, it's Shia. This video is going to be kind of long, but if you were in your first trimester or trying to get pregnant, then I feel like this may help you. I did write some stuff down so I don't forget anything, so if you see me looking down, I'm really sorry. I'm trying to refer to my notes. The first thing is going to be medicine. And if you're like me, the scariest thing that I encountered whenever I first found out I was pregnant is trying to find out what I could and could not take. And the very first thing that I was cleared for was Tylenol. And that's helpful because you get back pain and headaches, and with me I got migraines at the beginning. I had like 2 migraines, which I'm really susceptible for migraines anyway, so being able to take Tylenol really helped, especially if you get to it right before it starts to get really bad. Second thing is for a stuffy nose, because my nose stopped up so bad my first trimester whenever I first found out I was pregnant, especially, and I didn't know what I could take for it. And they cleared me for Claritin, not Claritin D, just regular Claritin, so that also helped. But I also used Tylenol sinus or allergy, because that helped me out a lot as well. And the last and most obvious medicine is going to be prenatals. I happened to be taking them before I even found out that I was pregnant, but if you just found out and you're not taking them yet, then you need to start taking your prenatals. I can't take regular pills that well, and my first trimester I was extremely nauseous, so what I was able to take is this VitaFusion prenatal. I got it at Walmart. It's like $9 or $10, something like that, but you get 90 gummies, and they're kind of like they're kind of sour, so it helps with nausea. I know that sounds really weird. You think that it'd make it worse, but not with my nausea. That really helped me instead of taking like the regular pills. Next thing I want to discuss is food. Mostly what helped me with nausea. Nuts. I kept a container of nuts beside my bed, and when I'd wake up, I wouldn't get all the way up. I would just grab a handful of nuts and I would eat those and try to relax a minute before I got up. Next is peanut butter. I ate peanut butter and syrup sandwiches religiously. And since we're on the topic of peanut butter, I was also a big fan of the peanut butter and cheese crackers that you can get. Those help me so much. I'm okay with saltines, but I felt like the peanut butter had protein, so that helped me not be as nauseous throughout the day. I am not much of a water drinker. I cannot stand water, and I cannot handle regular water. I just can't. So for me, Propel, the flavored water, was like my godsend, because I drank like 5 or 6 of those throughout the day, and it was so good for me to be able to get water that I could actually drink, because whenever you're pregnant, you are so thirsty throughout your first trimester. And I could not drink regular water. It just made me sick. So the Propel Fitness water, the flavored one, really helped me out. Oatmeal is something else that helped me. Baked potato, fruits and veggies. Fruits like apples and bananas and grapes, those were awesome for me. Veggies, I ate cucumbers. I would eat 2 or 3 cucumbers by myself because they were so good and they were garden fresh because my mom had a garden. So cucumbers were essential for me. Okay, my next topic is going to be about beauty products that I found the most helpful. I tend to go more toward DIY. My go-to face mask was the oatmeal and milk face mask, and it was great for hormonal acne, which I got really bad and I still am struggling with. Don't really know how to say it, like how to pronounce it, but it's Jura, and it's a rice cleanser that I got out of my Ipsy bag, and it has worked wonders for me. I'm actually out, and that's probably why I'm breaking out again, so I'm going to have to get some more. I use alcohol as an astringent because it tends to clean out my pores a lot better. I tried using apple cider vinegar, and that just broke me out even more. I guess my skin just really did not like that. And then my skin is always really oily. I talk about that every time that I do like a beauty video. My skin is so oily. And I use ice after I'm done cleansing and astringent and face mask and all that. I use ice to close up my pores to kind of dry them out. So that way dirt and stuff like that, grease, oil, isn't getting into my pores and making me more broke out. I use minimal makeup. I used to use a lot of makeup. But as soon as I got pregnant, I got broke out so bad and I had to let my skin breathe. There was nothing else that I could do. So I just use minimal makeup. When I say minimal, I mean like I do my eyebrows, I put eyeliner on, I put eyeshadow on, chapstick, and I'm running out the door. That's literally all I put on my face. And if you guys want a video of that, just comment me down in the comments. Okay, let's talk teeth. My teeth have always been something that I've been very, very self-conscious about. And whenever I got pregnant, my teeth and my gums just got so sensitive. And my gums actually bled whenever I would brush them. So I had to switch to different toothpastes than what I was using. So I use a sensitive toothpaste, and I'm not going to put any like particular brand because that's really just what works for you. I use a sensitive toothpaste in the morning, and then I use a gum protectant toothpaste at night. So that way I have all day relief, and it has really helped me out. My gums are still really sensitive, so whenever I use a mouthwash, it just burns. And I'm just telling you this as a precaution that whenever you get pregnant, your teeth and your gums are it's going to wreak havoc on them. And it's something that you have to look out for. So I'm just putting this as a disclaimer that this is what I do for mine. And lastly, lotion. Anybody who knows me knows that I cannot handle dry skin. And after I got pregnant, I get little patches, like mostly like on my shoulder, my back, and stuff like that. I get little patches all over the place. My hands are always dry, my feet are always dry, and I cannot handle it. I cannot handle dry skin. And I don't really have a particular brand because I use lotion all day, every day. I have lotion at work. I had lotion at school. I actually graduated. I have lotion at home, 3 or 4 different ones in different rooms. So I don't have a particular brand or scent or anything like that I use. I just have lotion all over the place, and it is really just dry my skin out, and I have to use lotion everywhere I go. So that is a must-have for me. I don't know about you guys, but that is my must-have beauty product. Before I got pregnant, I did a lot of yoga, and it was about a 30-45 minute, like, it was jam-packed yoga. And after I got pregnant, I stayed so nauseous that I couldn't do what I regularly do. So I walked the dog up and down my hill and checked the mail and stuff like that, and I took like 15 or 20 minutes walking the dog because that's really all I could handle at that time. Also, find a workout. I use YouTube, and I looked up first trimester yoga. I found something that was only 10 or 15 minutes long, so that way I'm not doing it for a long amount of time, so I'm not down on the floor, bent over, anything like that that's going to make me really nauseous. And it helps also if you find something that's extremely gentle with you. Like me, I use yoga. Like I said, I'm a really big fan of yoga. And it's mostly about stretching. And that really helps because your body is so achy. So find you something that is good for you. That's not very long. Don't be trying to do 30 minutes of stretching because your body isn't going to be able to handle that. And if you were as nauseous as me, you're not going to be able to handle that at all. So find you something that is just gentle and not so time consuming and doesn't make you feel nauseous. You need to find something that makes you feel like you've actually put in a workout. Now to close. My first trimester, my boobs hurt so bad. And I'm just going to be honest with you. everything hurt, and they got a lot bigger than what they were. I'm a 34B normally, and I'm still in a 34B, but now they're just like coming out of my bra. So you need to find a bra that is super comfy and that works for you. But I just found a regular bra that was comfortable for me, and that's what I've been using. A lifesaver for me is the ponytail trick. And I've showed it to you guys before, but you take a ponytail and you put one end on the button and you just slip it through the hole and then put the other end on the button again, and it just keeps your pants tight. The pants that I normally wore were just too small, so whenever I would be at work, it would just be so tight and I couldn't handle it because I work fast food, so I'm all constantly moving and bending, and I couldn't do that in my pants. So I had to find a way to make them a little bit more stretchy, and that's what I used until recently, because now I have to go up a size and get maternity pants. So loose, comfy, flowy clothes are key. That's sweatpants, yoga pants, leggings, and a very flowy shirt. That was like what I lived in. Some kind of breathable material, because I stayed hot all the time, so something that's breathable and that you can actually move in is key. You need to find something like that. Next thing that we're going to talk about, pregnancy brain is a thing. I don't want to hear it. It is a thing. I literally have forgotten so much stuff. So for me, I like to organize things. So I keep a notepad and a calendar around me, and anytime that I think of something, I make a list, or I put it on my list, or if I can think of an appointment or something, as soon as I get it, I get home and I put it on my calendar so I do not forget it. It just helps you remember things, because you will forget. It is a thing. I promise. It's a thing. Phone apps are another thing. I have a panic disorder, and my anxiety is extremely high all the time. Especially during my first trimester, it was just off the charts. Like, I was anxious all the time. And it was nice to have some pregnancy apps that tell me, like, the symptoms and what to expect and stuff like that. So that way I know what I'm getting myself into the next week. And the two that I used back and forth is Ovia and the Bump. Those two were amazing. Especially Ovia. That one's probably my favorite, because it would give you like day-to-day things, and it like counts down for you and you can customize it. The Bump I like because you can go to it and it gives you it shows you what your baby will look like and stuff like that. Like, it's like a image that you can move. And I definitely recommend those two apps because it helped me extremely. Okay, and a weird one. I'm a fur mama. I have a dog. His name is Madrox, and he is my world. He doesn't normally have an interaction with kids or crying, and I have seen, whenever I go to a lot of other people's places, whenever their baby cries, the dog kind of freaks out, and I didn't want Maddie to do that. We call him Maddie. I didn't want Maddie to do that. So I decided to do some research, like I do. I like to research. And I found that if you play a baby crying and for a few minutes every single day, that it helps the dog get used to, having a crying baby around, if that makes sense. So I got on YouTube and I looked up crying baby, and a whole bunch of things popped up, but one of them was like a 5-minute long, just a baby crying, and I put that on for like 2 minutes, and he seems to not react to it as much now, but in the beginning he was breaking my heart because he would start crying with it too. So I mean, it's a thing. Get your animals prepared for the baby that is coming. Now on to things that I wish that I did have. I really, really wish that I had a fetal heart Doppler. And that's because my anxiety was so bad during the first trimester that hearing the baby's heart probably would have put me at ease. I went 6 weeks without having another baby doctor appointment. And the first one I didn't get to hear the heartbeat, I got to see it, and that didn't really put me at ease. And then whenever I got to the next one, I got to hear it, and that helped. But I was already 13 weeks pregnant, So something that I wish I would have got was the fetal heart doppler. Also, I was so nauseous all the time. I never like threw up. I was just nauseous all the time. And something that I wish that I would have invested in is those C-bands that you see that you can get. And it's like this little band, and it has this little plastic point that just goes on your pressure point right here that helps with nausea. And I would really wish that I would have invested in that. That would have been something that I did, and I would recommend you guys go out and get those because they've helped a lot of other people, and that's something that I wish I would have invested in. Alright, that's all I have, and I know that it was an extremely long video, but I didn't want to leave anything out because there's a lot of videos that I watched that people left out essential things that I would have wanted to know about. So I decided to make my video long so I would make sure to put everything in that you need to know. So give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Comment me your thoughts. Like, what helped you during your first trimester? Did I leave anything out? Like, I want to know what you guys think. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with my content. Thanks for watching.